Hi everyone, it's Tarnished Treasures, and today I'm making my version of tiramisu. In the end, it's going to look like tiramisu and taste like tiramisu, but I'm making a substitution. I don't like to put raw eggs in the food that I eat, and I also don't want to have to eat this very fast if I did use the raw eggs. I'd like this to last in the fridge over the course of the week. Also, I have looked at many different recipes. I have cooked this the traditional way before or made this the traditional way before. Some recipes call for whipping the egg whites and the egg yolks and not having them overheat. Some say to make a little double boiler, have a bowl and whip it. So there's all different recipes that are out there. And the beauty of a recipe is you can tweak it and change it to however you like. So if you are someone who wants a quicker way to put together tiramisu or don't want to use the raw eggs, then this recipe will be for you. I have two 8-ounce containers of the mascarpone cheese. I put that in a bowl and I use the hand mixer to just combine them. Then I'm going to add some vanilla extract, and I added 2 teaspoons. You could just do a whole tablespoon. It'll be nice. After I mix that together, then I add Cool Whip, and it's 1 8-ounce container. This is the substitution for the sugar and the eggs. This will make it light and fluffy and add that sweetness. I fold it in, but then at the end I do a few seconds with the hand mixer because the cheese is denser than the Cool Whip and sometimes it needs a little extra help getting mixed. It's still light and fluffy and creamy. So now I'm making the coffee. So I have some espresso powder. I did a cup of water with 2 tablespoons of the coffee. You can make this as strong as you want it to be. You could just use some brewed coffee as well. I've made it many different ways depending on what I actually had in the pantry. I think some vanilla and some cinnamon would be nice added to that coffee as well. So here I've got my Cool Whip and cheese mixture, and I'm putting just a little bit on the bottom. When you scoop this out, it will come right out. So now I've got the coffee and the ladyfinger cookies. I do have to go to quite a few stores to get the ingredients for this because they never seem to have the cheese and the ladyfingers at the same store. So here they do soften pretty quick. So I do one side for a few seconds, then the other. And usually by the time that I flip it again, you can see how it's a little spongy. So I like mine to be soaked all the way through, so I keep it in just a little bit longer, but the whole time I have my fingers on it and I can see when it gets soft. So you just start to line them up on top of that bottom layer. Once that's filled, and sometimes you have to break the cookies to fill the spaces, you're going to put another layer of your Cool Whip and mascarpone cheese. These do, because I like a lot of coffee in mine, they do soak up a lot of that coffee and water. So after I do one layer, then I normally have to make some more of the coffee mixture. So you can see that's what I had left. So I'm just adding some more water and some more coffee. I do it in between every layer. That way I don't waste a lot of the espresso because I think that container was like $8. It's not cheap. But it has lasted me for a few recipes. So this could be the spot where you also add some alcohol. Since my kids eat this, I don't put Kahlua or rum, but they would be nice additions. Here I'm just adding a little bit more of that coffee, and you can start to see the layers. And now I'm just going to add the last bit of my cream and cheese mixture. Usually this is like the thickest layer and it tastes so good. It'd be just a good dip to dip cookies in. Have your coffee, have this as a dip, and then have some ladyfingers or some vanilla wafers, and then you could still get those tiramisu flavors. So one box did the whole recipe, which is wonderful. I had 2 cookies left over. And so now on top, it's traditional to put some type of chocolate. Some people will shave a chocolate bar. I just use the cocoa powder. And I don't have a sieve, so that's why it's taken me a long time to sprinkle it out, but it does the job. This is ready for some saran wrap and to go in the fridge overnight for the flavors to come together. So we had this for breakfast the next morning. We just had to taste it, and it tasted wonderful. I just use a spatula to cut a piece, and it always comes out very easily and holds up well. The texture was good. The flavor was good. Next time when I make this, I do think I'm going to add a little bit of sweetener when I make the coffee. So when I added the espresso powder to the water, I think a little bit of sugar or whatever sweetener you like. I think I might even put a dash of cinnamon in as well. But that's the beauty. You get to add what you like. Thanks for watching, and I hope you try this recipe, especially if making tiramisu has made you nervous before. I think you can see this is a really foolproof, easy way. Bye.